When Iraq expected an equal sea combat against the US Navy, they didn't realize what was coming their way. Back in the 80s and early 90s, tensions in the Middle East were skyrocketing. Saddam Hussein had just stormed into Kuwait in 1990, starting a global crisis. The US needed a way to show its strength and protect its allies. Enter the Iowa-class battleships, Wisconsin and Missouri. These were not your typical warships. They were old, World War II veterans, but they weren't done fighting just yet. In fact, they were brought back from retirement, upgraded with some of the most advanced weaponry of the time. Think about this. Ships that had seen action against Japan decades earlier, suddenly equipped with Tomahawk missiles, Harpoon anti-ship missiles, and even drones. The US Navy wasn't messing around. By the time Desert Storm kicked off, these two mighty ships were ready. Missouri and Wisconsin took their positions off the Kuwaiti coast, ready to unleash destruction on Iraqi forces. And on January 17, 1991, the first Tomahawk missile was launched. Over the next few days, these ships rained down dozens of missiles on Iraqi positions, obliterating command centers, communication hubs, and artillery sites. But here's the part that shook the world. Wisconsin and Missouri didn't just rely on their new tech. They used their massive 16-inch guns that could fire shells weighing as much as a small car. One moment, the enemy would see a drone flying overhead. The next, they'd be hit with a devastating barrage from over 20 miles away. In fact, one of the most legendary moments of the entire Gulf War happened when Wisconsin sent its drone to spy on enemy forces. The Iraqis, realizing they were up against a force they couldn't hope to match, waved white flags in surrender. They knew it was game over. That's the power these battleships brought to the battlefield. The war went on, but the message was clear. The US Navy's battleships, despite being decades old, were still unmatched. These ships played a crucial role in protecting allies, securing vital resources, and sending a clear message to the world. Don't mess with the US Navy. And even after the war ended, the legacy of Wisconsin and Missouri lived on. They became museum ships, a reminder of their power and the history they helped shape.